Hi everyone, welcome back to class. In this video, we will see what is pre-increment operator, pre-decrement operator, post-increment operator and post-decrement operator. So at first we will focus on pre-increment operator. So in pre-increment operator, it is normally denoted with plus plus followed by variable name. So this is how we normally denote pre-increment operator. Okay, now in pre-increment operator there are two steps that must execute. First one is, in pre-increment operator the value of a variable get incremented by 1. So this is the first step in pre-increment operator. So the value of a variable get incremented by 1, and then second step is, the value that got incremented will be assigned to a variable. Okay, suppose, let me explain you with an example. Let us take a variable of type int and the value is 5, and in the next step int b is equals to plus plus variable, that is a. So this is the pre-increment operator, plus plus followed by variable name. Now here what happens is, as I have said, in the first step the value of variable get incremented by 1. So here a value is 5. So as we are performing pre-increment operator, at first what happens is, here plus plus a means a equals to a plus 1. So in first step is value of variable get incremented by 1. So here the value of a is 5. So it becomes 5 plus 1, that is 6. Now a becomes 6. So here now it becomes 6. Okay, so this is the first step that we perform, and then this value get, the second step is value got increased to, will get assigned to a variable. So this particular value that got incremented will be stored into this variable. So here b becomes 6 and a also 6. Now if you try to print both these values, that is system.out print ln a and system.out print ln b, it gives output as 6. So this is how pre-increment operator works. So the first step is, the value of a variable get incremented by 1, and next the value that got incremented by 1 will be assigned to a variable. So this is how pre-increment operator normally works. We will see what is pre-decrement operator. So the pre-decrement operator is normally denoted with minus minus followed by variable name. So this is how pre-decrement operator normally looks like. So in pre-decrement operator there also be two steps that need to be performed all the time. First step is pre-decrement. So in the first step the value of variable get decrement, right? So the value of variable get decremented by 1. So this is the first step that we see in pre-decrement operator. And the next step is, the value that got decremented by 1 will be assigned to variable. So these are the two steps. First step is, the value of a variable get decremented by 1, and the next step is, the value that got decremented by 1 will be assigned to a variable. Let us explain you with an example. So let us take a variable of type int a equals to 5, and in the next step int b equals to, as we are performing pre-decrement operator, it is denoted with minus minus variable, that is a. Now here what happens is, at first it performs value of a variable get decremented by 1. So here minus minus a means, initially we have value of a is 5. So at first what happens is, the value of variable get decremented by 1. So here value of a is 5. So it get decremented by 1, that is 5 minus 1. So it becomes 4. So therefore the value of a becomes 4, and then the value that got decremented by 1 will assign to a variable. So the value of a is 5. Now it got decremented by 1, so it becomes 4. So a value is 4. Now this decremented value will get stored into this value. I mean this decremented value will be assigned to this variable. Now the b value becomes 4. So now if you try to print both a and b values, it gives the output a equals to 4 and b equals to 4. So this is how normally pre-decrement operator works. Though the first step is, value of a variable get decremented by 1, in pre-decrement operator, and the next step is value that got decremented by 1 will be assigned to a variable. And now we will see what is post increment operator. So post increment operator is completely opposite to pre-increment operator. So it is denoted with variable followed by plus plus. So here also we will be having two steps, but here the first step is, instead of incrementing, here what happens is, the first step is the value of a variable get assigned to another variable. So here the first step is the value of a variable get assigned, and the next step is the value of a variable get incremented by 1. So let me explain you with an example. Let us take two variables, int a equals to 5 and int b equals to a plus plus, which is post increment operator. Now here what happens is, as I said, the first step is value of a variable get assigned. So here the value of a is 5. So this a value get assigned to b. Now b becomes 5. And then second step is value of a variable get incremented by 1. So here initially the a value get assigned to b, and then the second step is the value of a get incremented by 1. So a value is 5, it get incremented by 1. Now a becomes 6. Now if you try to print ab values, a gives output 6 and b gives output 5. So this is how post increment operator works. So the first step is value of a variable get assigned to a variable, and next the value of a variable get incremented by 1, which is completely opposite to pre-increment operator. So this is how post increment operator works. What is post decrement operator in Java? So it is completely opposite to pre-decrement operator. So it is normally denoted with variable followed by minus minus. So this is how it normally looks like. And similar to all other increment operators, here in post decrement operator we will be having two steps. So the first step is, at first the value of variable get assigned. Okay, at first the value of a variable get assigned, and next step is the value of a variable get decremented by 1. Okay, so let me explain you with an example. So suppose let us take a variable of type int a equals to 5 and int b equals to a minus minus, which is post decrement operator. So here what happens is, as I said, first step is value of a variable get assigned. So here the value of a is 5, right? So this a value get assigned to b variable. So b becomes 5. And the next step is value of a variable get decremented by 1. So here a value is 5. So it get decremented by 1. That is 5 minus 1. That becomes 4. Now a value becomes 4. Now if you try to print a value and b value, a gives output 4 and b gives output 5. So these are the two steps. First step is value of a variable get assigned. So here the value of a is 5 that got assigned to a b variable, and the next step is value of variable get decremented by 1. The value of a is 5 that got decremented by 1 and it gives the output a equals to 4. Now if you try to print it, a equals to 4, b equals to 5 as output. So this is how post decrement operator works. So thanks for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.